Welcome to Instant Roleplay Live. If you don't know what traditional tabletop games are, don't worry, we're going to cover that. But today we're going to be using a pretty nifty tabletop simulator to foster a different kind of Instant Replay Live experience. We're going to pretend to sit around the same table while simultaneously pretending to explore cold and clammy depths of an untouched dungeon. I'm Nick, and I'm joined by my brother Joe, as always.
Hello.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you could give us your most Joe-like hello.
I can't believe you didn't tell me you had come up with such a catchy title for this.
Beardy actually came up with it.
Beardy.
Yeah. So Joe and I, you may know from the channel, but we have, more importantly, a slew of guests today who are far more deserving.
A harem.
First up is going to be our favorite sentient potato on the internet. He's a Let's Player and our go-to Metal Gear Solid fan, Vaguely Someone.
Yeah, I'm here. I asked some silly questions, and now I feel like a dumbass, so...
After that, I'd like to introduce a young man born to spit hot fire. He's a rapping bard in real life, Yowis.
Yo, Lance 3-stroke Sonic Golf.
Next, we've somehow ended up actually roping a real elf into Dungeons & Dragons. She's the smoothest voice on YouTube and Twitch. Hi there, it's Dawn Whisper.
Oh, hi there. I see you here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I heard you needed an elf, but...
We got one.
Yeah, you got one.
Alright, and last but not least, I think you're probably the most generous person I've met online. I have Tabletop Simulator, and this whole thing came together because of that, because of you. The red beard of Hitbox, Beardy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the dungeon. We have fun in games.
Alright, so I'll have links in the description for all of these people, the things they do on the interwebs, Twitter, YouTube, whatever there are. And I think now it's time to get to why we're here. We're going to play some Dungeons & Dragons. Woo! So, D&D is a collaborative storytelling game, and we're all going to work together to explore an adventure in our minds and with the help of some 3D models in this program. But before that story can begin, I need to know a little bit about our cast. So why don't we start with Beardy? Beardy, go ahead and tell me about your character.
My name is Damaris Gachar. I'm the prince of one of the most well-known tiefling royal families, and as of late, I've been feeling kind of strange because the magical advisor for our royal family has been trying to take over the throne. He tried to kill me, so not for revenge.
Awesome. Vaguely, why don't you go ahead and go next?
I'm Ben. I'm one of two flower pot men. I used to roam the land with my brother Bill, but he died in an unfortunate accident, and I've taken up his armor, and I'm planning to find out what happened to him.
All right. Dawn?
Hello, I'm playing as Kada, who is an elf rogue, your typical sneaky rogue, and you're not really sure I am here. I won't say much about myself, and I'm certainly not revealing anything important. Mystery.
Yowis, let's hear yours.
I am Drax Chuck Norris. I was in work military, and I deserted because they made me question things.
I'm shaking my head so hard right now.
Yeah, I'm questioning why I am the only one that is moving.
Wiggling about the map there. All right. And then, Joe, why don't you wrap us up with your character?
My character is Roan. He is a monk, but he was not always that way. He used to be a cutthroat and a brigand, but after a near-death experience, he moved to life in the monastery and is now just a traveling companion of this party here.
All right. Yeah, and in fact...
Can I say one thing real quick? Since we did mention Drax's movement, I didn't want to bring it here too soon, but your loincloth has been waggling back and forth while you've been staring at me, and I'm wondering where your private parts are.
Waggling with it.
I can't see. I was on the other side of the table. What?
It's a perfect waggle.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Ooh, I touched his tra-la-la.
We need to...
It's my ding-ding-dong. All right. So basically, you guys are an established adventuring party. In fact, your last mission is currently being celebrated in the town square with the mayor and all the local populace who celebrate you as heroes coming out because you saved the town from the bugbear crypt robbers. You went on this adventure together. You maybe some of you met there, maybe some of you are already friends, but you just kind of fell into this bond together, and were able to not only slay the bugbears and stop their defiling of the town's corpses, but recover, valuables and things of that nature to deliver to the town. So they see you as heroes. And the town is the thing I'm going to call it. It's a city, but it's a very nondescript fantasy grand city. You're probably either from here or traveled from pretty well nearby. And now everybody is thanking you. So you have this grand mayor.
I'm sorry.
Someone has already passed out. You have this grand mayor who wears a top hat and has a curly-cued mustache, and he's telling you about how fantastic everything you've done is. I am so pleased to have you here as denizens of our fair city, and to award you with this solid gold key, which you will have to return, by the way, in the evening after the ceremony's over. I hope that's okay.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
So they go through this big ceremony, and, you're waiting for your payoff. And after all of the thanks are said and done, and a big band plays some music, everybody starts to walk off stage. And you're left kind of just wondering what's next. And then the villagers start to disperse, going back to their hovels and their shops and everything else they have in their daily lives. And it seems like your grand expectations of what being a hero is have fallen a little short. You're just kind of standing there looking at a crowd walking away.
Well, some of us are looking at Drax. Wiggle.
Yeah, at least you've got Drax to wiggle for you, yes.
I'm entertained.
And from the crowd, as you sort of see this, parting ways, a man with a deep and boisterous voice, he calls out, he says, my friends, good heroes, you should not be dishonored so. Please. And he comes through from the crowd. He is easily well over 6 feet tall and probably weighs more than Drax, but he's not muscle. This is a very big man who is dressed in fine merchant garb. So he has kind of a robe on with various tassels and colors. He is someone who certainly has done well in his business, or at least he wants to present himself that way. And you know him, actually. He has interacted with you probably pretty soon before your adventure started, because he runs a small little sandwich shop in the slums of the city. It's a tiny place. It only has just a couple of tables, really, and so you wonder often how he does so well, or how he at least presents himself so well. And his name is Solomon. And he comes up towards the stage and he says, my friends, this is no way for you to be treated. You should be celebrated. Please, why don't you come back with me? And
I do not need celebrations. Just food and money.
Food I have. I've got sandwiches.
Oh, he's got
I'm not gonna lie, I'm
sandwiches.
sold.
What type of sandwiches?
Whatever the finest meats you want, dear elf. I will be happy to provide them.
I don't
Do you
eat
have
meat,
dwarf
so-
meats?
Also vegetables, dear elf.
Good! I hope you have
Yes,
many legumes.
Yes, I can get those for you. He starts scribbling a note down of what he needs to get, and meat.
with.
Drax, my friend, I know with your mighty appetite, I can sate it. I'll get you whatever kind of meat you like. Maybe we'll come now. You guys will come and hang out at my shop for a little bit.
Well, the crowd seems to have left us. Might as well leave them.
A shame, right? They don't understand how valuable you are to this city.
I am worth 300 coins.
Well, take
That
your
may
food
be,
and
my
snacks.
friend. I don't know.
Let's
I'm
go
just
ahead and get this
Can
over
we
with.
let's go get some food.
I can't
Let's
stand
go get
around
some
here
food.
long.
I like food.
Alright, I'm slightly
Good.
suspicious of this guy, but free food, who can turn that down?
I don't want to stand near him because he sounds quite big and I'm quite small, but free food's free food.
Your biggest danger would be him falling over, I'm afraid.
That's my fear.
Yeah.
Safety tracks.
So he kind of motions you down off the stage and starts leading the way, and he talks the whole way about how great your deeds are and how underappreciated you are. He tells you, friends, this is a city that undervalues the kind of work you do. Who else but Drax could lift an axe like that? Yes, or who else could cast the magics that I've seen you cast? Good sorcerer. Huh? This is a party that deserves fame, don't you think?
Sounds to me like you're playing a game, Solomon.
Yeah, what do you want?
I don't play games. I don't know what you would mean.
Can I check? Can I do an insight check?
Absolutely, yeah. So Beardy is going to grab a die and he's going to add his skill, and he's throwing it through the dice tower, which is cool. And what's your total with that 5 roll?
That's not good. It's 9.
A 9?
Ooh.
It's tough to give a call here because, of course, you're obviously... The fact that you rolled insight means you're a little suspicious, right?
Yeah.
But he hasn't done you wrong in the past, and he's certainly leading you to his shop. So, hey, free sandwiches, right?
I think I kind of accused him too. If it's alright, I'd like to roll insight here as well.
Yeah.
Alright. Whoop.
That's
And
a
I've got
good
an
roll.
insight bonus.
16.
Insight is +2. Oh no, I don't have my skill checked. It's proficient, so 20 total.
20. Nice. Okay. So with a 20, then you've definitely got an idea that he's holding something back, but you don't get the idea necessarily, at least, that it's malicious. But what you find is he feels a little nervous to you.
Oh.
In fact, you catch a few times with that insight roll as he's talking and trying to keep your sort of attention on him and keep things light and happy. His eyes sort of dart to any alley you pass by on the way, especially when you get into the slums, which is where his shop actually is. Ooh. And he starts just looking down them and making sure no one else is there following you.
Roan has lived a life in the criminal underbelly, and he kind of sees what's going on here. So he's going to step up and do this as nonchalantly as possible. Just act like he's having a casual conversation, and mention as quietly and as subtly as possible, walking beside Solomon. Who is it you're looking for?
Huh? Oh, no, my friend. I'm not looking for anybody. I just, you never can be too careful in these streets, right?
As you said, we're friends. You can be honest with me.
Chews his lip. Don't worry about it. You're fine. We'll get you your sandwiches. That's all this is about. And he tries to brush it off.
Ooh.
I'm gonna glance to my party members, trying to clue them in on what I'm insinuating here.
There's an orc who keeps tripping as he walks down the street.
He's drunk.
Face the crowd.
He's drunk from the celebrations.
I'd quite like to get sandwiches before Drax crushes me.
I'm trying to turn around. I don't know how to turn around.
Q and E.
Q. Oh, there we go. Yay! Thank you.
So Rowan has asked the party, or sort of gestured to the party, I think, right?
Yeah, I feel like they're probably listening in, so trying to clue them in.
I feel like if this guy's suspicious or he's looking around, we should just get to his sandwich shop where he'll feel safer and calmer. And then
Or he's a traitor and his sandwich shop is full of horrible, nasty things.
Don't say that.
That's part of my suspicion here.
What time of day is it?
We're going to call this early evening. Sun is still in the sky, but it's starting to orange a little bit and begin to lower.
Can we take a look into the allies to see if we see anything that he doesn't see?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna roll. Is it perception in this 5th edition?
I believe so.
Oh, how the years of D&D have changed.
Yeah, every version is a little bit different.
Oh, where's my... Okay. So many hands on the screen.
You'd think we were performing a job.
Hey!
Run with his keen vision probably doesn't see much.
Yeah, what'd you come out with?
11 total.
11? Yeah, you're looking, but aside from the fact that there are always shady characters in the slums, no one in particular stands out as paying any extra attention to you.
Okay.
So I think with that...
Peek.
Okay, absolutely, go ahead.
I'll have a quick peek. I drop back slightly.
John,
have
what
a,
does your
have a
elf
peer
eyes
into the
see?
shadows. What can I see? I got +3 perception as well. 10
Okay,
then.
so 10. You're in much the same position as Roan. You see some shady-looking guys, but no one in particular paying any extra attention to you.
They're probably my friends as well, the shady ones.
That's very true. Yeah, you both have a sort of natural proclivity to this area.
It's like, hi Ben, how's it going?
But Ben is in the party.
Oh wait, some other generic name.
Hi, generic name. How are you?
Hi, generic Stanley.
So we'll cut to his journey finally ending. He reaches his shop again. It's this dingy little hole in the wall of a deli. Says Solomon's Deli, hand painted above the door. And he opens it up, and there's barely room for him, being such a large man, to get in here. There's like 3 little tables and a counter in the back, and then a back room where they actually prepare the food. And he says, "Hey, I'll get you a few things here and get you started. Would you just take a seat and relax yourselves, yes?"
I will relax myself.
I will not relax. I don't say that
I
out
do not
loud,
relax.
but I am not relaxed.
I sit down and I just wait to see what everyone else is going to do.
It's been a long day. I just want food. Just gonna sit down and relax.
I'm gonna go stand by the door and just a bit on guard. I'm still not sure what's going on.
So he heads into the back, and you hear him call out to someone named Neeland. He says, "Neeland, our guests are here. Let's get those sandwiches ready. Chop, chop!" And he claps his hands, and there's some rummaging around, and then he comes back out and he says, "Friends, your meal is being prepared. Please, while that's going on, I want to know about your heroics. Tell me a tale. Tell me about something that happened on your adventure with the bugbears." And he takes a seat. We're going to go round robin here. We'll just start with Beardy because he's at the top of my list. And tell me something that happened, some memory of yours from your last adventure as a team together.
Well, seeing as I'm quite new to magic, I think I almost burned one of our party members while I was trying to...
Which one?
I'd like to volunteer as a person with a singed beard now.
Okay. I tried to cast my fire at a goblin that Roan was struggling with at the moment, and cast it a little bit more powerful than I thought I did. Sorry about that again.
And he sort of just nods knowingly. He's like, that magic stuff, I wish I knew anything about it, to be honest. It seems so dangerous. It seems highly volatile.
How can you control your fire if you can't control your own mind?
Dawn, why don't you give us a memory from Kada?
Well, we were just camping at night, and suddenly there's all these monsters around us, and all I had was a spoon. So I just fended them off with a single spoon. I happened to be cooking some stew at the time, so all I had was a spoon. But I beat those guys back, real good.
I can't imagine. I have large spoons here myself, but to take it as a weapon, you're quite bold.
Yeah, no one's messing with me and my spoons ever again.
I'm trying to figure out right now if she's just like the most embellishing character of all time,
right,
or if this is like legitimately like.
And of course, your characters know the answer, but
yeah.
Yes.
What a mystery.
I just whirled around with this spoon in like a whirlwind, and they just all fell to the floor.
Who knew?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was
Ben,
impressive.
my little friend, tell me, what of your journey with the group?
I mean, right now all I can think of is sandwiches. So it's.
I know. Trust me. He puts a hand on his belly and rumbles it a little bit, and so he's rubbed his belly and he says, "But you must know something while the sandwiches are getting ready."
I mean, I was quite a simple guy. Being a cleric, I don't usually go too much into the combat. So when it got a little quieter, I might sneak off and have a snack, relax a bit.
Oh, A little man after my own heart. He actually reaches over and, like, ruffles your hair.
I like this guy. Gives me food.
I'm glad that didn't go insulting for you. You actually enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. Roan, I'm sure you saw some things from the shadows.
I do not relish in the victory. However, I do take peace in the calm that comes after the battle.
He
That's
just
deep,
nods
man.
quietly with that one.
I'm glad he didn't rat me out.
Drax. Now there's someone who has shed some blood on this journey, yes?
Yes, I enjoy eating my slain enemies.
His eyes just get real wide. So, bugbear meat is good?
No, it's disgusting. But I eat it anyway.
Tribal sort of thing, I take it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I hope my meat doesn't qualify as disgusting for you, but hey, I think we've got those sandwiches getting ready. I'll be right back. And then he stands up and excuses
smell?
himself. Can you smell?
Yeah.
As if to determine if he's actually making food, or
Yeah.
yeah. You could roll a perception for that.
What sided die? Like how many sides?
So always going to be the 20-sided die. So you can just grab either the one that's right here on the table, or you can go to your bucket. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I rolled an 11.
Right.
then-
And now you look at your character sheet, and you add the perception modifier, whatever that skill says there.
Where is that? Which one is that? Perception. Where is perception?
I'm seeing you as having a +1 perception.
Okay, so 12 then in total.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So with a 12, it's not hard, especially just being in this tight space. There is absolutely food being prepared in the back.
Sweet.
Do you want to convey that to your party, or are you going to just keep that to yourself?
I think I trust him.
All right. And so there's a little bit more rummaging around, and then he comes out with a full silver platter tray, just brimming with food. Vegetarian options included for the elf.
Oh, I thank you.
And, of course, I always want to make sure all guests are happy. And as he's preparing to set it down on the table, the wooden flimsy door of his shop slams open, hitting the back wall against it. And in steps. Go ahead.
At that moment, I get kind of startled, so I'm going to use thaumaturgy and immediately slam the door back.
Oh.
What is the amount of strength you're able to muster with that?
It just says you instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut, and it's one action up to 30 feet.
I don't care for opening doors.
You panic and you react, firing off a spell as this creature enters the door. It is probably a solid 7 feet tall, but at that, it's hunched. And the door that has just popped open immediately flies back, hitting it in what you can only call a beak. This large vulture-like beak hanging off of its face. If you can imagine, to use a visual reference that's easy, the Dark Crystal, a very large and hideous Skeksis has entered and then gotten hit with a door immediately thereafter. So it just takes that slam, and it hisses, and it reels back, and it says, "Solomon, something is wrong with your door."
Can I stand and ready my longsword?
Yeah, you can
I-
stand up and draw a weapon, absolutely.
Because this is a pretty tense situation. Can I grab a sandwich now, or this is all happening?
Anyone can, by all means.
Yeah,
Might not get
Solomon's
another chance to
shaking
do that.
hands where he was just about to pull the tray down. Everybody's like preparing for a fight, and you just grab this massive hoagie and hold it in front of your face. Your two eyes barely peering over it.
I'm right near the door, so I draw my daggers out and yeah, look at what's going on.
So immediately seeing the weapons, this vulture man kind of if he can sneer with a beak, he does, and his eyes cut across all of you. And he says, "Ah, Solomon, I see you've prepared." And Solomon's hands nervously shaking on the tray of food. He sets it down, and he says, "Prepared? No, these are just dinner guests. There's nothing happening here, Scrazel."
Solomon,
And,
what have you gotten us into?
Nothing. I just wanted to bring you in for dinner and reward you. But Scrazel, please, you come in as well. Yes. So this creature forces its way through the door frame, and again is keeping very narrowed eyes on you as a party. And it says, "Is everything arranged for the morning, Solomon?" He said, Of course. I promise you something. I will deliver it. You know that. There's nothing that could go wrong.
There are plenty things that could go wrong.
I'm going to roll just a general insight on both of these guys. Can I do that?
Well, I mean, you've rolled on Solomon already, but you can go ahead and add for Scrazel now, who is the Birdman, as he called him.
Do I slam the door in his face?
Yes, the one you slammed the door on.
I should roll that in the dice tray.
Oh, I got an achievement. Restraint.
19.
Okay, 19, yeah. Well, it's certainly obvious that this thing is a threatening presence. Solomon is as nervous as can be, and it is very displeased that you all are here. It says well, I'm trying to give you more for your 19, and that's tough because there's not a lot more to be given here, I guess. It came expecting to find Solomon alone, and very likely would have, been a little bit more overbearing if it had, possibly a little more physical. But now it's holding back because of the group's presence.
I would like to go up to what was the vulture guy's name?
Scrazel.
I would like to go up to him and extend my hand and say, I did not mean to slam the door in your face. I was just a little bit startled. I did not know that you were business partners with our good friend Solomon here.
He clenches his beak and rubs it with his feathered hand, kind of almost a taloned hand, and then says, "That was you then." And he finishes rubbing it and does not take your hand.
I just keep it extended. I'm just waiting on him.
Our sandwich was great.
He ends up pushing your arm down with his talon, and I assume you won't resist, but that's up to you, of course, because he wants to push past you to get close to Solomon.
Yeah, I'll let it happen, and then I'll go back to where I was sitting.
Okay.
And on my way, I'm going to grab a sandwich and sit down and just keep my eyes on both of them and start eating. Because, I mean, I expect that we haven't had food in a little while, right?
Right, yeah, you were coming off of your adventure and being celebrated, and yeah, so this is a good time to eat. Well, I mean, maybe not this is a good time to eat, but generally speaking, you're hungry, yeah. He walks up to Solomon and sort of points with a taloned finger, and he says, "If you're trying to screw me on this deal, I will find out. And while you may be safe right now, this lot will mean nothing for what I bring in the morning."
Roan chuckles.
Solomon does not. Solomon maybe offers a nervous laughter response. No, my friend. Trust me. I have everything under control. We'll have what you ordered by morning. No problem at all. Everything is fine. And he finishes with, "So you've heard from them?" Well, I mean, you know how these things go. Morning, Solomon. And he turns, gives one more eye across the room to all of you, and makes his way for the door.
You didn't get a sandwich.
Is the door open?
the door attempted to close on him. It probably has, like, kind of swung back at this point. I mean, yeah, sure, it could be closed. He can grab it on his way out. It's a flimsy wooden door. It's not really much of anything anyway.
I'm gonna slam it open as he's getting near it.
Okay. I will, Oh, okay. He manages to jump back just in time, and he turns his head to you and says, "You've made the folly of admitting you did this the first time."
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
He grabs and holds the door and makes his exit to make sure it doesn't slam on him.
Beardy, I wanted to make that joke, but I saw that you were going towards it, so I just left it alone.
Hey!
He seemed pleasant.
He was interesting.
I just want to say the guide on my character sheet says that I can check the inspiration box when I've been given Inspiratino. So from now on, I don't use inspiration. I use Inspiratino.
Inspiratino.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Ripperino and Pepperinos. Inspiratino.
Okay, so I'm gonna carry on our scene here.
Yeah.
So the door closes behind him, most likely slammed shut by Beardy. And Solomon looks at you all and he goes, you can't control these things, right? You never know who's gonna come in.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Time you explain some things to us.
What would you mean exactly? Your sandwich has 3 types of lettuce, and I didn't know if cheese was something you would be okay with.
You can't distract me with your lettuce. Tell us what's going on. You're not getting out of this one.
Well, I mean, you really want to know?
Yes.
I may have made a deal with someone who is powerful in the criminal underworld, possibly.
Does that happen to be who we just saw by any chance?
I wouldn't confirm or deny such a thing without fear for my life.
If
What
you
have you
want
done
our
with
help, you will tell us everything.
Okay. He sits down.
Do you have any mustard?
Oh yes. For the moment, he gets excited to be able to serve again, and he provides you a condiment. But he says, a few weeks ago, I had the good fortune of discovering a little bit of the history of our city. Turns out there's a whole lot of city right under our feet that burned down hundreds of years ago. There was an attack, and when that happened, they decided rather than leveling everything, they would simply build over top of it. They sealed off the old city using the old walls and built new platforms, and here we are in what then became the slums, right on top of it. There's treasure down there.
I've heard of something like this. I think it was something along the lines of a New York or something like that. Old New York.
I don't know. It could be done elsewhere, but there is a whole lot of unexplored territory down there, and you know there's treasure. But in particular, there's an old temple. And in that old temple, there is an artifact. There was an incursion of darkness, they called it, hundreds of years ago, again, before the burning. And they created a weapon, the Eye of Palor, a sort of sunlight-producing artifact that would evaporate creatures of evil.
Rowan shifts uncomfortably at that.
It was never recovered, and now somebody, I won't say any names, but he wants it. And so
Why
he hired
did
us.
you involve yourself?
Well, there was a finder's fee for procuring the legend and securing a team who I sent down already, and they didn't come back.
So you need another team.
Well, I wouldn't ask you. I mean, you're big, important heroes. You're doing good work out there saving the city. I would never ask you to get involved.
Well, good luck finding some people then. Thanks for the sandwiches. Bye.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I quite like that sandwich. And Solomon seems like a nice dude, so I think we should give him a hand.
He smiles at you and he says, I do good sandwiches. And I could give you more. I could send you along with
Alright, if
sandwiches.
you guys don't go, I'm going.
There is also a cut of the reward.
What kind of thing are we talking about here?
Well, I mean, we're talking about 1,000 gold split a couple of ways. And, the adventurers who are down there, if you find them, of course, you'd have to share with them or negotiate with them. But, assuming they didn't come back for a reason, well, you would have their share.
I'm sure they're just fine.
How many men does Bird Brain have?
More than I could count. And he'll probably come with a full crew tomorrow after seeing you here.
If we were to agree to this incursion, do you have any maps to prepare us with?
I do! Yes! I made a copy before I sent them along with one, but it maps out exactly how to use the sewer system to get to the Undercity, and all the areas that are relevant in the Undercity. It's a straight shot once you get in, right to the temple.
Sure.
Solomon, what's going to happen to you if we say no?
You can. I mean, you could say no, and I would deal with Scrazel in the morning.
I don't like the sound of that, man. You make good food. I don't want you to go down.
I don't either.
Why doesn't Skrizel go himself? Why doesn't he send his men down there?
It's a matter of prioritization, I imagine.
So this straight shot, is it like a water slide of sorts, or is it all private?
No, you would walk right through. Basically, you enter the Undercity and he'll actually lay out the map so you can kind of look at what we have here. And he'll say you enter right through. You pass through an old courtyard in a merchant district. You hit what used to be the Clerkburg, the religious quarter, and straight up the hill to the temple, and right inside. That's where the treasure is.
Seems easy enough.
It's a sort of lantern. The Eye of Palor should be easy to carry in and out. No problems, really.
What is this side path?
Oh, those are just old areas that were included on the map. I'm sure you won't have to deal with any of that.
Can I check if he's lying?
If you wanted to explore, I mean, those are there when you come back, if you care to go down after the morning and see if there's any other treasure to be found.
Can I check if he's lying about having to deal with over here?
Yeah, you can roll an insight.
Is that my 20-sided? I don't know. I'm just going to use this one. Just that way I know it's a 20-sided. 20!
Oh! Yeah.
Nice,
so,
the first critical.
So here's what this means. So 20 is always a success in like an attack roll or something like that. It's not always a success on skills, but in this case, it's way more than what you need. What he is holding back is something obviously went wrong for those other people not to come back. So he doesn't know what's going on down there. It's also using maps that are hundreds of years old. So there could have been cave-ins or other denizens involved who have moved into that space. He doesn't know. As near as he could plan, it's a straight shot based on the map. But once you get down there, what you actually encounter could be different.
Interesting.
And
I'm intrigued.
It takes our, dumbest character to be like, no, plans don't always go as they're written.
Things don't work out sometimes.
I guess sounds like we're all in agreement. Are there any other questions we have for Solomon before we move on?
Can you give us anything to help us down there?
Well,
sandwiches to go. I can wrap these up. Nealon, please prepare some more.
Do you have any
I love this man.
I'm sorry, Drax?
Do you have any dwarf?
I'm afraid that's not quite legal to acquire, but we could talk some other time.
Were any of the adventurers you sent down a dwarf?
No, human and a half-elf adventuring duo. They seemed quite capable, but, just keep your eyes open for them, I suppose.
I guess Drax will have to settle for half. What'd you say, half-elf?
Yes.
I thought you said halfling. Unfortunate. So there's no
Don't give him a
short down
taste
there,
for
Drax.
halflings.
So are we setting out?
He kind of shrugs and looks at you, hopefully, optimistically.
Solomon, you're a good guy. Why don't you go back into the kitchen, make us another batch of food, and we'll all have a little discussion and think this over.
Of course, yes. I'll go check on Neeland. I'll be right back. And he does as he's asked, and he disappears for a moment.
So is there any reason for us not to do this?
Well, it is a little curious that there's this rumor of an ancient weapon, and it just so happens that the city it is in was destroyed. Maybe it's simply too dangerous to be unearthed.
Could I roll Arcana or History to see if I know anything more about this relic?
Yep, history would be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey, 19 total.
All right. Yeah. So your history is solid. You are well aware, probably from your royal upbringing or whatever, that you had to learn these things. There certainly was what they called the incursion of darkness. It was a number of creatures of evil, the undead, who were invading the old city. And this weapon was simply a counter. They attacked at night, so they actually... They were best attacking at night, I guess, or in darkness, so they actually sort of blocked out the sun for a time, and these clerics of Palor created this artifact which would cancel that effect and bring back the sun and turn these things into ash.
I relay just pretty much cliff notes of all that to the group, and I look to Ben, and I say, now, as a cleric, I know we haven't adventured together for too long now, but do you have any spells that might be useful against said undead?
Let me check my spells.
Let me check my god's Facebook.
Have any of you had experience with undead before?
I may or may not have.
Oh,
You probably ate them.
I once saw some undead in a pit fight show, but never faced them before.
I mean, I don't have anything that would be necessarily effective against undead, but if it's dark down there, I can light the way.
Don't some clerics have the ability to turn the undead?
I never really finished my training.
High school
fair enough.
dropout.
Fair enough. So
It is all very new to them.
Cleric school dropout.
Dun, dun, dun.
Back to high school.
it seems like some of the raw magic that I've been infused with lately has been more explosive in nature, more fire-based, I would say. So I guess I might be able to create some kind of light.
Tell you what, though, I picked up this fascinating item off a guy a while back. He said it was great against undead. He called it a water skin. I don't know what it does.
What is excited? What are these strange words you're putting
What's
together?
Say? a mystic relic. Yes.
Should be good. If push comes to shove, I'll use it. But I mean, here's the thing. Two people went in. Solomon thought they could do it, but I think we should ask him how well he knew those people, because he might have just looked at them and gotten from a glance that they were skilled enough to do it, and then they screwed up. There's 5 of us. It doesn't sound too challenging, and they're sandwiches.
But we've only been on one adventure together. We barely know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
It's a good testing ground. Besides, if it all really goes wrong, we know the way out.
How dangerous can a
let's,
bunch of shambling corpses really be?
I know, right?
Yes, let's go wandering into a city of undead for a relic that may or may not be there, where we've already known that 2 people have gone missing and or dead.
Yeah, for sandwiches.
It sounds like an adventure to me.
Thank you for the sound bites, Joe. When I cut the trailer for this.
I do what I gotta do, Nick.
My character says hashtag YOLO. Why not?
So,
You know?
so I look around.
What is a hashtag?
Do you not use the Twitterana?
Can I roll insight for Twitter Arcana?
I look around the group and I say, well, if you guys are going down there, I'd rather not see you come to harm, so I might as well go myself.
All right. Well, have we at least got some torches or something?
Well, and as I said before, I can't create light with just my fingertips.
Oh.
Also, I have some light spells.
I've got 10 torches, so...
Same. 10 torches.
Doesn't sound like light's going to be a problem.
Seeing as my character happens to have cartographer's tools, I'm going to assume my character has an interest in maps, and I'll scrounge up the map and put it in my belongings.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think we're all set. I think the decision's been made.
Get Solomon back.
Well, as soon as he says, I think we're all set, you hear, like, a glass slide against the wall, and then Solomon comes back putting that down. And he's, oh, yeah, good. So you're all in then.
Oh, I love this man.
So cool.
He has sandwiches packed up from this supposed Neeland in the back.
Yeah, I'll take those.
And he hands those over to you in a little satchel. And he says, so, the map will get you there as far as passage through the sewers. There's an old broken wall into the old city. And then it's, like I said, a straight shot to the temple. And, be back before morning, hopefully.
We'll do our
We'll
best.
do our best.
All right.
Jinx.
Solomon sees you out the door and sort of, escorts you to the direction at least. He's not going all the way with you, but he's like, all right, down this road. My friends, you cannot know how much this means to me that you would risk yourselves for this. So, thank you so much. And he's very, grab your hand, kind of shake it vigorously for each of you, and he wants to see you on your way because he knows that, sun's going down now. You got to get going.
I squish his hand really, really hard.
Oh, that's good grip, Drax.
I just kind of look at his hand awkwardly and try and prise myself away from him.
Yeah, he's got those big meaty paws. So,
Ew.
yeah.
Well seasoned, too.
Yeah.
Okay. For making those sandwiches.
Yeah.
And so you slip away, and in the slums you follow his plan and dip down into a open sewer drain, and start making your way on the sidewalk against a river of sludge and other foul smells. Various rats and large spiders sort of scurry out of the way as you move deeper and deeper into the city. And
Roan chuckles. Smells like home.
the architecture here starts to fade and get older and older the closer you get to this old city. Large stone blocks are kind of disheveled, and roots have sort of grown through and pushed them away, and it gets darker and darker, so your torches and your various light spells come out to light your way. But you eventually reach exactly where he told you you would, this broken opening in the wall, and peering inside with your lights, you see this grand courtyard of stone. It looks like it was like a cobblestone area that was once used for a merchant quarter, and you have these burned out shops surrounding it for as far as your light will peer into the darkness. And there's an old fountain there that seems to have completely long since dried up, and what looks like maybe blood in front of the fountain.
I would like to approach the blood and the skelly thingy.
Sure. So you all start to move up, and you can go ahead and bring yourselves into the darkness here.
Can I smell it?
It's wet, and so you can smell it. Joe, you begin to mount the fountain for some reason.
I'm getting a good vantage point, guys.
Well, it's relevant. So, the body that has been crumpled in the fresh blood, here that Drax is looking at is one corpse, but Roan, you start to climb the fountain and take a good look at that, and you see another body wrapped in thick strands of webbing and suspended from the ceiling, trying desperately to wriggle itself free, and there is a large blood stain in the torso of this web-wrapped body.
You said it's wriggling. Is it? So it's still alive?
It's still alive, but bleeding out.
Can I tell whether or not these are a halfling and a half-elf and a human?
Well, you certainly wouldn't be able to tell by a wrapped person. However,
I wasn't sure if they're like fully wrapped or not.
Yeah, cocooned, as it were. But you can certainly tell that it is human in size, which either one of those could be appropriate for that.
Can I check around?
Yeah, in what way?
Like look for other undead or dead?
Yeah. You can make a perception check to sort of scan the area and make sure that no one is in the area immediately, because certainly somebody got viciously killed here.
There are, can I reach the corpse, or the person above me and cut him down, or attempt to cut him down?
I can't see because your hand is on your die there.
Seven, and then... What is it, perception? Or what is it?
Yes, perception.
So 8.
Okay. 8, you're looking through, your eyes, being a half-orc, can pierce through this darkness, so you're seeing the far walls and scanning every corner, but you're not finding anything moving at all.
Okay.
Again, aside from the actual webbed person. Roan wanted to try to cut him down, but before you get to that, is anyone else going to try to do anything here?
I don't want to get too close.
I'm hanging back. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out,
Yeah,
looking around.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna move a little closer to Drax. I'm gonna look at the body with him.
Hide behind him. He'll protect you.
Our secret love affair is coming out.
I ship it.
It's worth pointing out, actually, since so many of you are new, as much as possible, your character should try to fit into a square on the map. And if it hangs over a little bit, but we know which one it's in, I'm not going to be picky. But that comes into the tactical rules side of the game. So, as much as possible, yeah, being in a square is intended.
I'm in a circle.
Good job, Joe.
And each square is about 5 feet, correct? On
Yes.
this map?
Yes. So, everyone kind of cautiously waits while Roan, you're going to go ahead and make some sort of athletics check to actually scale that fountain.
Sure. And Nick, I realized the kick check, since you didn't have my skills checked off, I can go ahead and let you know. There's only 4, so... I've got acrobatics and athletics. I've also got stealth and insight as my trained skills, proficient skills.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I guess can I use acrobatics instead since I'm kind of like climbing, or is that a... I've got 1 more point in acrobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics will be fine.
Alright, I'm gonna grab the old Dice-a-Rooney. I got a... Oh, that's not very good. I got a 10.
10 is fine in this case.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, 12.
That's even better. You succeed more than a success would have already been. You manage to just, put a few feet up on this thing, and you get high up on top of the fountain, and you're reaching for the thickest strand of webbing, which is at the top, which, then you can drop this guy down and figure out if you can save him or not.
Oh, we're not trying to save him. He might have information, though.
Information, then, in that case. But as you're sawing your dagger through the strand of webbing, it's thick and it's sticky to your hands when you're gripping it. Everyone hears something moving in the darkness.
Oh, you boy.
Ready the long sword and shield.
Coming from the path directly in front of Drax, just straight ahead of him, there is something large stamping on the stonework. It's moving slow, but direct. It's coming your way.
Oh no.
From
you.
which direction? This direction up here?
From where my hand is now.
Okay. Alright.
I'll ready my longsword and approach.
Okay, go ahead and put yourself down, though. We're not going to take actions yet, but I will hear your actions, but don't just grab your figure and move it. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Alright.
So you're ready to approach that way.
Yeah.
I would like to move up to see down the hallway and ready a spell.
Okay. What spell are you going to try to ready?
Chromatic orb.
Okay. Anybody else taking any actions?
I'd like to dismount from this fountain.
So you're just gonna leave the guy hanging there?
Well, I mean, I'd rather be not... I'll get him later.
Okay, so you got the strand like half cut. He's like swinging a little bit, and there's once he starts to get some movement, there's this muffled like yelling inside. And I'm
gonna say, don't die yet.
Good strategy for that. Go ahead. Damris can move up to the corner of the burnt barn there, and Joe, you can bring Roan down. And then, Norish, you can move your speed forward if you wanted to approach that way. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So
4,
you're
5,
just going for it. You're putting yourself in position.
Okay, like
There's
There's
a hidden box around the building, so you got to kind of.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's I'm sorry about that, guys. So you're there. You're ready. Your eyes cutting through the darkness. For those of you who have dark vision, you see right to the end of that hall where it twists off. And you're the first to witness the creature as it comes plodding through. Imagine something almost like an ape moving on 2 hind legs and then sort of stamping forward with its 2 massive trunk-like front legs.
Oh, yeah.
This thing is bigger than any gorilla. It has a gray, almost stony skin, and probably the first thing you actually see is that it blinks with 3 sets of eyes, 6 eyes total, yellow, glowing in the dark.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh no.
Okay, so you said that the skin looks stony?
Well, gray and rough hide. I'm not going to say that it necessarily looks like stone. The figure is not entirely representative because we're limited with what figures we can use in Tabletop Simulator. So it doesn't look exactly like this, but this is about the right size. Imagine that hunched over and leaning on its knuckles, and the 6 yellow eyes on its head.
Can I move my guy for comparison and then put him back?
You cannot move your guy anymore. You've moved already.
Or can I just move him for comparison and then move him back?
You'll see it close enough soon.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and let loose my chromatic orb?
Yes, you readied that. So.
I would like to send some thunder damage down towards this guy.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and.
Let's see.
What do I have? I have a saving throw, or do you have an attack roll?
I make a ranged attack spell.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. 20 total.
Nice. Yeah. So your orb flies out, crackling electricity, illuminates down the hallway for those who don't have dark vision, which is actually probably the most perfect way for you to see this as a group. For those who weren't able to see it before, you just have the entire hall kind of light up, and then this massive beast takes that damage. So go ahead and roll it.
It's going to be thunder damage, not lightning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind what I said.
Alright, it's going to be 3d8, and then I'll also need to roll a d20 for the wild magic.
And you can copy that die and roll 3d8 next time if you want.
I already tried.
Tried?
Yeah, I already tried copying, I can't.
Oh, okay.
So that's 16 damage.
Okay.
And then, let me real quick do this. Come on, get a 1, get a 1, get a 1, get a 1, get a 1.
Whoa, what
So
noise?
close. So close.
There you go, you got some
Okay.
extra dice.
Thank you very much. Alright, so the wild magic, it didn't trigger, but I did 16 damage.
Okay,
16
alright.
thunder damage.
Yeah, so instead we have this wave of sound rolling down the hall, and you know, you sort of see everything kind of bends around it, and it's just this cacophonous roar because it echoes throughout the entire Undercity, and it hits and staggers this creature back, rolling it up onto its hind legs, and its arms go up, and it beats on its chest and roars out at you, and it's ready to charge.
Ooh.
You've pissed
Well,
it off.
guys, I think we lost the element of surprise.
Now we run.
Yeah, so at this point, the surprise round is over, and it is time for initiative. So everybody's going to roll their d20, and they should have an initiative modifier on their sheet. And then I'm going to write down what those initiatives are once you're... Just know what your number is, and then I will get it from you.
Well, my number's pretty simple. It's 0. But I rolled 19.
Oh, nice.
Haha.
I got a total of 19.
16 total.
We got a 12 total.
Okay, excellent.
It's about to go down.
It is.
You know when he says excellent, that something really bad is going to happen to us. 'Cause he loves killing us.
It's true.
Let's just go ahead and tip all of our characters over now.
Staggered back by the blow from your chromatic orb, the creature has beat its chest, and it begins to charge down the tunnel at you very, very angrily.
Oh, God.
And we'll find out how that goes on the next episode. Please, if you're enjoying this, we're going to be doing a weekly series on this until the adventure's over. So like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Share it out with your friends, because if you like it and if it's a success, this is something we want to do, hopefully again. So, and hopefully even better every time we do it. So check it out. Next week, we'll find out what happens with this creature. Thanks, everybody.
Bye!
Goodbye!
Bye!
Sandwiches.